if our friend Zombie Shepherd is going to be streaming this. Hey, sir, I see you there in the audience. Feel free to raise your hand, come on up. Hey, lady, good morning.
That was weird. Thrax, what's up, man?
Hey. Doing well. It's been a good, nice Saturday here. Hope everyone's having a good day. I was really excited to see that Polygon seems like they fixed their issue. So heading should be working well for everyone. Pretty rough there, but it looks like they worked through it.
Actually, I got a 0 balance on my account right now, so I was wondering if there was an issue going on.
On Ghost?
Yeah, for Ghost.
Huh. We'll look into it. Yeah, it's been a bit of weirdness with the RPCs.
Oh, I lied. It's back now. It was 0, but all of a sudden I said something out loud and it showed my my like 10 cents I got.
Nice.
All right.
Yeah, mine's back too. Yay! Good for Polygon. I actually reached out with the team. Was like, "How you guys doing? Hope everyone's working on this." And they had their entire team working on it. It was really good to see.
I wonder how many people ask them about that. Like, if something goes wrong, how many people are like, "Hey, what's going on?" Working on it.
I'm sure you guys have a good representation of that. Like when something goes wrong, how many people to ask you when you'll fix it, how you'll fix it?
For us, or we can't. All we can really do is convey to the Polygon team that it's super critical that they fix it as soon as possible. Because if they don't, then people start asking us, when are you guys gonna move to Phantom? I'm like, Phantom has the same issues.
Yeah.
There's no perfect public chain. There's no perfect blockchain. Every blockchain is amazing in its own way and horrible in its own way.
And frustrating in its own way.
Yeah,
Yep.
There's always trade-offs. But I think the Polygon team is pretty strong, and their heart's in the right place, and they are always working hard to build things, to fix things. So, yeah, pretty comfy.
I like Polygon, man. I feel like people get too attached to their chains and like defensive.
Oh, they definitely find a chain and go for it, and that's their chain.
I think that's the way it's gonna work, though, man. Like there's gonna be many chains. There's nothing we can do about it.
That's true.
Well, that's the thing. Like people that absolutely hate Ethereum, it's like Ethereum will welcome competition. It's like Ethereum can't handle every single person trying to make a transaction. So like it's the same thing as having like Ford versus like Ferrari or Lamborghini or whatever. It's like there's not just one supercar out there. There's a dozen supercars. It's not just meant for one. So like it's not going to hurt Ethereum. It's not going to be like a one solution for everything kind of thing in the future. So they need competition.
Different utility for different things happen in different places. Obviously, you're not going to be doing gaming on the main chain.
Right.
Yeah. Makes sense, man.
All right, so we started rarity farming season on the 24th. I know that's fired up some big sales on the bazaar. Does anybody do some big changes for this season?
Yeah, I was like, I saw those two. Well, how many sales? There were like 4 godlike sales, I think. There was like the two.
I think there's 2 cubes, yeah.
Link cube, and then someone, I think it was Bearded, flipped the Link cube for like 75K. Great trade of the month there.
Nice.
Oh, was that 50 to 75 within like 13 hours?
Yeah.
Dear God.
I believe so.
Nice little, hey, how we doing?
Man.
But Beard, if you have a wife, did you tell her about that, or your significant other about your trade there?
That's
Like,
the secret wallet.
Yeah.
The kind of trade you talk about after you've made the money.
No, that's cool.
Man.
I wanted to get that boat, but I 80K was listening for 80K. I didn't really have the time to go in and negotiate down. Moon scooped it up. Good job. Good trade, sir.
See, I have the lucky. I guess I'm in the position where I have an easy decision. I cannot buy it, so I don't even get to think about it.
Yeah, no, we go for raffles, man.
For sure, love the raffle.
How was poker last night, Gravy?
It was great. I took home
Gravy
the
joined us for
championship.
his first time, and he walked away with first, man.
Yeah, that's what I did. I don't know how many people were playing, like 22 or so.
I think we had like 2 tables, so like 18.
18? Yeah, that's pretty cool. It's fun.
Yeah, it was a good time. It's just like something to do on the weekend, man. I feel like I missed that from normal days before, like pre-corona, hanging out with people, and like it just kind of died off. I don't do that anymore. So it's nice to have like a little weekly activity.
For sure. Actually, when the pandemic first started, back when Tiger King was like, we were like, oh, it's just 2 weeks, everybody. We're gonna watch this documentary and go back to work. It's no big deal. That mentality of the pandemic. Back then, my friends and I started doing poker like every night on Zoom because we're like, we're never gonna be able to do this again. Like, this is only gonna be 2 weeks. Let's play poker. We started Zoom sessions, played Poker Stars, and it got to like full blown. That was degen for sure. Like, it got to the point. I think there's 60 people in my I guess poker club is what they call it. And if I didn't start a game, one of the other people would start a game, and I think like some people got like gambling anonymous kind of vibes after a while. So it had to be done.
That's hilarious, man.
We
That's
got
a nice
a
thing.
lot of
I'll
a lot
start
of
going.
things here in the pipeline, I guess. Gonna make a couple kind of announcements / PSAs. I'm gonna wait for a couple more people to join the chat before we start leaking too much or start dropping too many cool things. But so feel free to keep going on for a little bit. I'm gonna prep something here, and have a new member of the team that's doing something really interesting. So I'll mention that here in a bit.
Somehow my text channel disappeared. Where did it go? Oh,
You gotta click
there we go.
channel.
Fat fingers over here.
Did you guys see that Colbert mentioned Polygon on his show?
I saw that.
Oh yeah.
That was fun.
I was so excited, man. Like, that's mainstream. That is.
I
mainstream
still haven't even.
definition
Is that good or bad? Like, is that good?
No,
or bad?
really good, really good. Here, I'll link you. Hang on.
I haven't seen it yet. I know it's out there, but
I'll drop it in weekly hangout.
Yeah, it was a nice joke mixed with some FUD. It was great.
I'm trying to like gauge it on like the mainstream adoption, like scale of good or bad.
Well, he basically just said that it's better than Ethereum for carbon efficiency.
Yeah,
Or he
it
didn't
was
say
good for
Ethereum
Polygon,
specifically.
bad for Ethereum.
Yeah.
Little does he know nothing about anything. So
Right?
that's all right.
Yeah.
It's all good. That always gets me. That always blows my mind. It's like, small rant here real quick, but like the people that are like just absolutely against crypto because of like the energy that it consumes, but they're still like connected to 7 devices at home at all times and binge watching Netflix and driving their gasoline car to work. And it's just like, do you guys understand, like, you have 4 toilets in your house? Like, it's the same people that are like, save the earth, save the world, and then they take a dump in clean,
Christmas
fresh
lights.
water. And it's like clean, fresh water down the drain. And it's like, okay, your energy, you're mad about energy on this? But
Yeah, I get you, man. No, it's people's like you can only focus them on one thing at a time. Last time it was, well, we had plastic straws for a while. What did plastic straws do, man? Like,
dude, for sure.
drink without a straw at all. Now we're drinking.
Or we
out of
need to
paper
start
straws.
taking our little like titanium or aluminum straws in our pockets everywhere we go, so we can throw those in a McDonald's cup.
Like that's what we're focusing on. That little tiny piece of plastic, compared to the pollution created by like corporations and like no. Come on.
Classic.
That's typical, man.
2 paper straws.
How does that work? Like double barrel?
Yeah, the paper straws get me. They're all right for like a few minutes, and
Oh, those are terrible.
then you're drinking the straw.
I'm not even a few minutes, man. It foams as it's coming up the straw.
Yeah.
I'm not a fan of that. I'm trying to drink liquid, not bubbles.
Yeah, I don't really
Yeah.
use straws that much anyway, but I just drink my
Same.
beverage.
Yeah, I don't see. Yeah.
I'm an adult. I don't need a straw.
I use a straw if I'm drinking like a hard drink, because otherwise I'll just throw it back. Other than that, that's it.
Uh-huh. I mean, if I'm drinking boba, that's about it.
Oh, I don't
You gotta
touch
have
that.
the straw for boba.
Or milkshake. You know, I don't want.
Dude,
don't
I
want-
never got into the boba stuff. Like, I tried it one time and it just shot down my throat. I'm like, I don't think I like this. Like, what the hell is this
Like,
in my liquid? What's going on?
to be
here? I don't know.
fair, the boba in the U.S. I've had it in the U.S. when I was back, and like the tapioca pearls are like really kind of hard and
Yeah,
really not really a good experience.
I get sketched out when there's chunks in my drinks, so like I couldn't do it. That's it right there. Yeah.
Fair
Well,
enough, man.
I mean, I like those like aloe beverages and stuff like that have the little like jelly,
Mm.
you know. But I don't drink those very often because not really that into it.
No,
Yeah,
I
if
think
you
you're
come
right.
to
Though,
Asia,
like, those chunks, no.
it's required in Asia.
Well, I would assume it's like the same concept as like actual ramen noodles and like what ramen noodles we get over here. Like it's probably 100 times better over there.
Compare them. I know.
Maybe, yeah. Yeah, they're all kind of the same brand. There are, better ones or worse ones. I guess one of the differences is the ramen over here comes with like little pieces of meat. And it's
Really?
well, you can actually get in Taiwan. They have some really nice ones that it comes with like decent meat in it. It's not just like some like compressed weird crap. But yeah, generally it's like little flakes of meat. it
How
adds
appetizing
flavor.
is that?
A little hint.
You can get
We've got
some
some
decent
meat
stuff
flakes
at
for you, sir.
the Asian markets here because we have a large
Yeah.
Korean and Vietnamese community in New Orleans. But yeah, the Asian markets have some good stuff. I don't know how it compares, but you don't know what any of it is because there's no English telling you anything. You're just like going by the picture.
Yeah.
That's why I get beef lo mein every single time I get like Asian food because like I can't take the risk of getting something that I don't know what it is and then being disappointed. And I'm basic when it comes to that.
Then just get 2 dishes, man.
Yeah, but hey, it's all about the calories, bro.
I mean, like I always make that mistake, and every time I try something new, I'm like, why did I do this?
That's
I should've just
That's
done
what
the
I'm
thing I
saying.
know.
That's exactly what I'm saying. I take the safe route, and it's basic. But
I'm just trying to be like an adventurous adult and like try new things because I always do the same with my like in-laws and stuff. They're like, how can you eat that? I'm like, how can you not eat that? So like, yeah, I need to try.
What, they've never had like donkey brain before?
Dude, no, my
Oh,
in-laws
that's
are
a thing.
completely different, man. Like, first of all, vegetarian. So I can't.
So
Like,
donkey
I'm
brain's
a
not
carnivore.
happening.
It's
So that's
completely
not
off the table.
but like not only like vegetarian, but like it's very like restricted. Like they grew up eating beans and cheese and stuff. Like there wasn't much vegetarian options for not those things. So it's kind of like it's a
Yeah.
limited cuisine.
I mean, bull penis is it's a delicacy. You know, it's not for everyone.
Sorry, you said bull penis. I heard
He
that
did.
right. Okay.
Yeah, I mean,
I
we
wasn't
got
sure.
Rocky Mountain oysters over in like Midwest United States, but I'm not trying to do that either.
You can
Oyster.
eat anything like once.
Technically, you can, yes.
Yeah. Doesn't mean I want to do that. If you have to rename it to sound like a different thing so that I eat it, I'm not going to eat it.
Well, I mean, don't we do that with everything?
Yeah, but if you're calling it oysters, which is already a gross food,
That's true. Like they had one chance to make it better.
That's true.
and they called it
That's true.
oysters.
I had to look that up. I didn't even realize that was what that was.
Yeah.
Nice.
Sorry.
I was like, they don't have oysters
But
out
yeah,
there.
we hide all food behind clever names, you know? Nobody.
Well, you got to think about it. I think it's famous in like Colorado area, and there's no oyster, like actually, like no ocean to have oysters there. So it's the Rocky Mountain oyster.
Right. That makes sense.
Yeah, you got to eat the whole animal.
You don't have to eat the whole animal, I promise.
I'm waiting for like if there is like
You know,
a
if
time
you
in
don't
life
eat
that
it
I
though,
have
you're
to
just
do
gonna
that.
export it. It's just gonna get exported. Someone's gonna eat it.
I'll give it to my dog for dog food.
My dog eats. Oh, I'm not even gonna say it. No, I'm good.
Yeah, that's.
Okay,
never
so where are we
fails.
farming? What did
Oh,
people do? Are people buying big stuff? Like
I'm
for
seeing
us?
some like a lot of mythicals going. We got I saw a Citadel helm. We
Ooh,
got
That's my piece. Like that's what makes
some
my
plate
gotchi a
armor.
beast. But I can't afford the Citadel armor. But it's the best.
Yeah, it's a low key $8,000.
Yeah. Chill.
Worth it.
I just want to
Obviously.
grow up to. I just want to grow up to be Hillsy, but I can't afford that stuff.
To be what?
To be Hills, Lord Hills.
Oh,
I
the
want the
portal
mage
mage?
stuff.
Oh, dude, I love the mage armor, man. Like I'm so.
I
like,
know
love
that's
mage
like
armor.
the most beautiful looking stuff I've ever seen.
And it's decently priced and it has loads of points. Like, I don't know.
Hillsy.
I love the mage tinkered. It's great.
Same.
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
gonna make one, I think. Wait, what? Why do you have two?
I don't know. Yeah, that's weird. We must have added it at the exact same time. That's crazy. Ooh.
Oh, I'm definitely clicking on those.
All right, guys. First little alpha of the night here. I'm gonna drop an announcement in one of the channels. One sec. So we are gonna be ramping up the YouTube soon, and so we want to be able to stream on YouTube and do some like live events and stuff, but we need to get a certain amount of subs. So there's going to be some instructions here for how you can earn a little bit of XP for your gotchi gang.
Why do you drop these?
Ooh, XP alerts. I haven't
Be
been
alert.
following that channel. I need to follow that.
Probably the most alpha rich channel in
Oh yeah,
in
for sure.
Discord.
I get to put in custom emojis here before everybody does it.
There you go. Didn't even realize there was a limit.
Yeah, I got smashed on the limit the last time. I was like, yes, finally. And boom. Nope. You've reached the limit.
Nice.
Now that you've said that, people are putting all the custom stuff.
Yeah.
Boba tea wearable.
Yeah, it's I believe it's one. Is it one Gotchi ID per sub?
Yeah. Yeah, just drop one Gotchi ID on the thingy. I mean, like we can always retroactively decide who we're awarding XP to, but we need some way to see who's doing what. So just
Yeah.
like put your Gotchi ID on that video and then just sub to the channel in general, and we'll get to you.
Yeah, so it'll be one of your Gotchis,
Nice.
or you could, I mean, you could go and make 1,000 YouTube accounts.
If you want to go and make so many YouTube accounts and put one Gotchi per account, be my guest.
YouTube might ban you, or it might get flagged as spam, but
Yeah.
worth a try. So the links are in the XP Alerts channel here.
Just drop the link in Weekly Hangout to
Well,
lead
I
to
was
that.
already following the channel, so I just have to drop my ID.
There you go.
Yeah. If you're following,
We appreciate that. Thank you for following. If you guys are already following, yeah, definitely drop the ID. And yeah, we're trying to get 1,000+ subscribers so we can start streaming stuff live, especially when we're doing stuff inside the Gotchiverse, to be able to let people have some and to grow the YouTube channel itself. So we much appreciate it if everyone hops over there and earns some XP while helping out the Gotchi gang.
For sure. Yeah, we can't stream all the big events that are coming up unless we have those 1K, so that's going to be massive.
Nice.
Yeah, it's snowing again, guys. I got to shovel the driveway again, guys.
You just got to get a snowblower. I know
I
it took me 5 years to pull the trigger on a snowblower, and now I can clear the driveway in 27 minutes.
I mean, we have a snowblower, but there's 3 cars in the driveway, and then
You got to move the cars.
I just need a heated driveway is what I need.
Ooh,
I just need to move somewhere warm. That's what I need.
there you
I don't
go.
know why I don't know what I'm doing with myself up here.
Everyone just moved to Florida.
Yeah,
I don't know
I
about
want to move to like Costa Rica.
Yeah, Costa Rica could be cool. Or like Thailand, maybe? I don't know.
My wife's never seen snow.
No
She's
way.
like, she keeps asking me, can we go up to like northern China where it's like negative 20 degrees Celsius?
Oh my
She just wants
god.
to feel it. I'm like, you're gonna get off that plane and you're gonna freeze
You're gonna
and
knock her
and
out.
turn to an icicle, and then I'm gonna have to like drag you back.
It's literally gonna take her breath away because she had no idea.
So dry, and yeah, I went there once, and you can't really walk without like full face protection. My nose just like froze.
I'm sure
It's
it's
kinda
the
like-
same in
That's
Minnesota.
like an average Tuesday for me.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm from New Orleans, and it's like Florida. It's we're subtropical, so no, I cannot deal with the cold at all. I hate it.
I moved from positive 50 to negative 50, so like both extremes.
That's a little
Celsius.
different.
Yeah. Although the negative 50 is rare, dude, to be fair. That's like with wind chill and shit.
Michael F's in Bali. That's the place to be, sir. Bali is where it's at.
See snow again for the rest. Like if I actually moved and didn't see snow again for the rest of my life, I would be 100% fine with that. All my family's within like 3 to 5 hours of where I live, so like I'm a family person.
Oh, you can fly.
I know that's what I'm trying to tell my wife because she's more of a family person. Like we could chill down in Costa Rica, save a shit ton of money, and then pay for everybody's airfare and still see them more often than we do now.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, man, air travel has changed things. It's not like it used to be. Like, and I say this like, even when I was younger, people wouldn't travel to see their family because it was expensive.
Mm-hmm.
But it's gotten reasonable enough that you can, or I don't know if the pay has gotten like caught up or the tickets have gotten cheaper or what, but people can fly around a lot more. Like it's more feasible to visit family in a different country sometimes than it is family in your own country on the other side of it.
Yeah, Candozo, I kind of understand where you're coming from, where it's the worst, but I'd be sad to leave. I grew up playing hockey, so since like between the ages of 5 and 25 years old, like I played hockey. I played on ice. The winter, the snow meant hockey season, so it was like the best thing ever. But then after done playing hockey, it's just like, and getting older, might I add, it just hurts. The cold just hurts now.
Did anyone buy that NFT that kind of semi-rugged everyone? What was it, like Peepimon or something?
What was it?
One of
Pepe Man?
the one it's like I was seeing it on Twitter
Pixelmon
today.
Hills.
Pixelmon, yeah. I think they emphasized the pixel a little too much.
What is it? This is the first I'm hearing of it.
I don't know. It's like I guess it's like you're supposed to get your avatar and trade. I mean, it's a metaverse project, but they sold all their NFTs without people like without showing what you're actually getting, and so they raised like 70 million or something, and then they
Oh
just
shit.
put out like they revealed the what you actually like got, and
And it was that.
people were just like completely underwhelmed.
That's genius, to be honest. Like from the get-go, they're just like, we're gonna give out the shittiest artwork possible. Let's see how much money we can get for it.
It might have been a publicity stunt. I don't know.
I mean, like, I want to say that they got rugged, but this looks like a lot of projects out there, man.
One of the guys like that poor unicorn. It's like a quarter rendered, and then like someone got like nothing. They were
Like
it was
what
just
is
empty.
what is this
I got it.
Love Gotchi posted? Is that supposed to be like a turtle? Is that a turtle?
That's a
or
Squirtle.
what? I can't believe I paid 10 grand for this. That's hilarious.
Dude, that's a Squirtle.
Wow, sweet, like a dead dragon. I think this is hilarious. I don't know. Maybe it is worth 10 grand.
It was 3 ETH just to mint it, yeah, and you didn't know what you were getting, and they were like the reveal was coming out. It was like
It's a
everyone was
social
hyped up for it.
experiment. A social experiment for sure.
I feel like social experiment's just a weird way to say like rip off. You can't say
It's
anything
definitely
about
a weird way of saying rug.
Here's what they had. This is like they literally posted this a day ago. Roadmap, and it's like beautiful, great art. So
No way.
Oh,
little
damn,
do
dude.
the holders know if
Oh,
they
man.
make it through. Oh shit. Okay. Little do the holders know if they make it through this first stage, it's just a test. You know, if
Yeah,
they keep
that's
and
a
hold
step.
on to this.
Yeah, where they're filtering out the diamond hands now.
Oh, maybe that's the evolution. You get to burn those for the real one.
Right.
Oh, man.
Oh, man.
That's so sad though. And the thing
What
is,
is
there's like
this
a lot of
roadmap?
people that would fight for this.
Yeah, I don't know what that roadmap is.
What is Q3 alpha? Just what is that?
Where are we? Let's see. Where are we now? They're at like token, I guess. I don't even know where they are.
Q1, right there. That's the beginning of.
I
Why is their
guess
map backwards?
Yeah, that's also kind of weird.
Yeah. I don't know. That's
mean, the
a
art's
huge
nice.
red flag. Like, you rugged yourself on that, man. That is not enough research right there.
That is exactly why I get beef lo mein every time I order.
Oh, this is sad, man. This is actually quite. I'm upset. Like, people paid a lot of money here. This is what gives us a bad name. I mean, us as in like NFT stuff in general.
Yeah.
Right? Like,
Oh yeah, this is
Hills
there's
mentioned
gonna
it.
be like CoffeeZilla's gonna be like covering this probably, and all
Yeah,
these,
Hills
like,
mentioned it up in the chat. He's like, "This is what mainstream media is going to put on TV."
Right.
yeah.
Roadmap artist was hired on Fiverr.
No, that's better than Fiverr work, man. Sorry.
Oh man.
I mean, you'd have to pay. No, you're not paying Fiverr. That's my point. I've gone that
Really?
route.
They kind of got a liquidator.
a little bit, yeah.
Like what?
What do
I
you mean?
guess it's in that.
Oh, in
Dan,
the back?
Dan just literally posted it right before.
Squiddy.
Yeah, this is what they were.
Oh, yeah.
This is what they said they were gonna like. These were gonna look like. They have a whole video and stuff. Super cool.
It's kind of funny.
So they made one, obviously.
They had like a model, but yeah, they're just the way there must have been like an error in the rendering or something. Like it's
Is it
like
generated? Like,
they didn't do it on testnet, I guess. They probably should have used
yeah,
testnet a
test your
little bit
mint
more.
first. Yeah. I mean, that's like those. Oh, you don't know about the elephants. There's this group that came from OpenSea, basically. They moved over to Algorand, and they brought that like whitelist Ethereum mentality with them. And people ate it up, and they bought for 100 algo mint or whatever it is, and like 90% of the collection had no traits on it, so it was just naked elephants. Like, I'll find a picture. Hang on, that was ridiculous, and people paid mad money for these, and you had to whitelist.
Yep, that's the mentality.
I gotta find this. The photo does it way more justice, man. It's just a gallery of naked elephants. It's fantastic.
Yeah, I don't anything with a whitelist at this point. I just roll my eyes. But you know, it's like tough because there's so many people that want to buy them.
Yeah.
I like I like the GBM auction. It's my
Oh no, it's definitely a
method of
better
choice,
solution,
but
man.
not
You
everyone's
can't
fine
compare
with
the
that.
two.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
for
went.
sure.
I went on my friend's crypto show live stream this morning, and I told him about the GBM, and his mind was blown. He was like, "Does this happen like in the real world?" And I was like, I don't think so. I'm pretty sure this is a crypto unlock, man. Like, and I think they're the only ones doing it so far. So
Yeah, it's like crypto primitive. Like you can't really do that kind of thing in a real world auction because the banks just can't settle the money fast enough.
It's kind of funny though. Like ever since crypto came out, or more mainstream in the past, I'd say year, my bank account will give me like a scanned check within like 4 hours when it used to be like 3 to 5 days. So I don't know. We're getting places.
now all of a sudden they can do it.
That's what I'm saying. Now all of a sudden, which they could have done it the entire time, but they wanted that 3 to 5 days to make sure they had funds to make money off of your money to be able to then
Right.
put it into blah blah
Yeah.
blah.
It's they either block you from transacting or they make it faster at this point. It's like you're
Dude.
either out or you're in the club.
I literally have only enough money in my bank account to accidentally, or if I accidentally forget about an auto pay bill. But every single month, I have to put money into the bank so that I can pay my bills. I don't keep money in the bank.
Yeah, same.
Yep, 100%. I mean, I'm in
So,
bankless. You know what I mean? I got to be as bankless as possible.
All right, we do. I see some people asking about the next chapter. We are super close. There's a lot of calculations and economy things going into this. If you could see all the spreadsheets, it's insane how much guild channeling, alchemical channeling is kind of all part of this chapter 3, and there's just so much that goes into it. We're very close though, so we we'll be definitely putting that out. The goal is February. We're so close. Obviously, February is a short month. We're really trying to get it shipped in February. But I also don't want to put out anything that's gonna just change immediately or that we're not totally confident in. But having said that, I'm sure that once we give it to you guys, we're really excited to see what kind of brainstorm comes out of all the ideas in here. There's a ton. There really is a ton. There's the wearables, there's the alchemical channeling, guild channeling, all sorts of numbers. Dr. Wagner, you're gonna have a field day, I'm sure.
I'm waiting for the analysis from Dr. Ragni, to be fair. Every time something comes out.
Yeah. We did just put out, I don't know how many people have seen it, but we did just put out this post here in the DAO. Let me find it. There's a discussion about how to value the Gachis Alchemica, and we did just put out kind of our method of valuation, which is, I think it's a really interesting question, because there's no perfect scientific way to value a token before it actually hits the market. But we do have a lot of hints that come from the community, which is the floor price of a parcel, which is one way, and of course it's not perfect, because parcels have inherent value that's like separate from their alchemica. But as a first point, we do have to put a number on QuickSwap, and so we're going to basically do it in different tranches. We'll have first tranche with only a tiny amount of liquidity. It's not going to be a lot, but the community will be able to add liquidity to that as well. But the limiting factor here is going to be kind of how much Alchemica is actually in the game at that point. If there's not that much Alchemica, you won't be able to LP with it. But so tranche 1 will be pretty small, and then we'll do tranche 2 1 or 2 weeks after, if needed. Maybe there's already a lot of liquidity at that point, and it's not really needed. But we'll do another tranche to kind of increase the liquidity at that point. So I think it's a good way to get these tokens out and into the wild, and then we'll really start seeing how the community is actually valuing them at that point.
So just so I'm sure I'm getting this right. Tranches are like phases.
Yeah, like tranches, basically phase 1. We're gonna put in, I think it's basically 10,000, 5,000 ghost. I think it was worth. Let me check here.
Initially paired 2,500 worth at each.
10,000 ghost total per pair. Ghost FUD, Ghost FOMO, Ghost Alpha, Ghost Keck will each be paired with roughly 2,500 ghost and 2,500 ghost worth of Alchemica at the price. And then after some time, we will add a bigger tranche that's going to have a little bit more, like a couple, probably 4 times as much as that. So 10,000 ghost worth.
So you've broken these up into like segments. So essentially these are levers. So if anything is a little slow or fast, you can adjust as we go. Or is that like the point of the tranches?
So the point of the tranche is, if we so one of the concerns from the community was, if we set it too low, people are gonna come in and arb it, and whoever arbs it is basically gonna get a big, well, semi, could be significant, or it might end up being insignificant, but they're gonna get some kind of lead in how much Alchemica they have, because they've purchased the Alchemica a lot cheaper than other community members. That would be one of the concerns. And so if you add too much liquidity at too low of a point, then that arb opportunity becomes a lot more, and someone could basically
Dump later.
They could dump it later, or yeah, they would come into the Gotchiverse with a bigger advantage over other community members. So the idea with doing it as a small tranche first is we get the initial liquidity in, the community has some time to play back and forth with kind of smallish volume. So the price could change quite dramatically, but it'll be on very low volume. And then as the community starts earning their own liquidity from playing and from the distributions and airdrops that we're going to be doing in the first phase of the game, they can choose to sell their tokens, they can choose to add liquidity, they can choose to buy, and so the price will eventually find its own kind of equilibrium on the market before the farming part is even live, and definitely before the GAX comes out. So when we move over all the liquidity onto the GAX, we'll have a very kind of mature evaluation of kind of where the token is. Obviously, it's still not going to be on extremely high volume. It's still very early days, so we're probably not going to be at millions of dollars of volume or liquidity at that point. But yeah, the idea of the tranches is to kind of slowly ease ourselves into evaluation of what these tokens are actually worth. And
First,
from what
so
I
you
can
said-
see, yeah, go ahead.
Sorry, just like you said, eventually we'll be able to move over to the GAX. So at first, how would we be able to trade them?
Well,
Or is
so
just using
we're gonna
them
launch them on QuickSwap first.
Okay.
QuickSwap or SushiSwap. We're kind of talking with both teams. SushiSwap, as we know, is kind of having a lot of internal drama. So most likely QuickSwap. I don't know. I can't guarantee if there will be any types of rewards or anything in terms of Quick. We're not even really expecting that. We just want to have an initial place where we can have some liquidity. So most likely it'll be QuickSwap, and once the GAX is live, we'll leave a little bit of liquidity on QuickSwap in case people want to use it, but we'll also really start building out the liquidity on the DEX.
Cool. Awesome.
And there definitely will be a demand for the Alchemica, basically from the outset, and we'll have more information about that. Hopefully looking at next week or latest the week after, when we'll release the campaign that we've been planning for that. There definitely will be a use for the Alchemica though, so I wouldn't worry too much about not having any meaningful price discovery. We're gonna have an interesting opportunity in the first month of the Gotchiverse being live. You guys will definitely want to be active in the game during that period.
Sir, I'm excited for that.
Yeah, me too. You won't be able to install your installation on your parcel, but there will be installations. Not yet, White Ranger, not yet. But maybe soon.
Damn.
Oh man, I can't wait to tell my parents I work in a virtual world with pixel ghosts. Like full time. This is what I do. They don't get it, man. I stopped trying to explain it to people.
I tried to
Yeah.
explain it to my brother-in-law when we were at a barbecue, and he's like, "You do what for what?" He's like as corporate as it gets for like Cintas. If anybody's heard of Cintas, they like do they like clean workers' uniforms, and they supply like first aid equipment and like rugs and stuff like that to all the major corporations throughout the United States. So like he's like slacks, button up, tie, corporate guy, and I'm trying to explain to him what I do for Aavegotchi, and he's like, "All right, sounds good. Sounds made up."
I mean, it is made up, but it makes money. Like I don't see the problem. Like people put this weird attachment to things like, okay, but is that real? Like I always get that same phrase at the end. Is it real money? Like what is real money, guys? You're not
Exactly. I was having this thought this morning that like the people who most understand crypto are the people that already understood that money was an abstraction. You know, like you have to already understand the concept that we've already like it could be seashells, it could be whatever the hell we want. We just agreed to it.
Exactly.
It could be
because we can't like there's no equitable if you're like go back in time and you're like, okay, I want to trade or barter, whatever. You're a shepherd, you have sheep, you want a house or something. You have to like calculate weird stuff. So it's like, okay, I'm a guy that builds a house. I want 10,000 sheep for this house. What am I going to do with these sheep? I have to now hire someone to take care of the sheep and I have to feed them and I have to like it's not realistic. So you need something.
Well, I mean, that's why at one time in like the 1500s, it was all about tulips. It's literally whatever enough people decide is worth what they want it to be. It could be anything: beaver pellets, tulips, sheep.
Beaver pellets.
If it was beaver pellets, then beavers would be extinct in a second.
That's so random, man.
But that's what I'm saying. It is so random. Like,
well, I mean, that did happen here in the U.S.
Yeah,
beaver pellets.
It's the trade.
Beaver
and
pelts.
in French Canadian places as well was a big fur trading spot.
Yeah.
Pelts, dude. I was hearing pellets. And I was like, what the fuck is a beaver pellet?
Pellets. Yeah,
Pelts, yeah.
Was I saying pellets or something?
No, I was hearing pellets.
Oh,
though.
okay.
And I'm like, what is a beaver pellet? That's really weird. But that makes more sense, yeah. But still also weird.
Dude, those pelts were one of my when I used to play this game a long time ago. Pelts were one of the big items you could like trade with people and put them on your floor and stuff. Pelts are cool. We should have pelts in the Gotchiverse. We'll have liquidator tongues. I guess that's the equivalent.
I mean, we have animal skins, no?
Yeah, isn't the barbarian?
That's technically a pelt.
That's a pelt that's as a pelt as you get.
Yeah. Somebody was even saying like what animal did this pelt come from? In the Gotchiverse.
That's a good question.
It's a good question, yeah. I don't know. Let's
a raffle skin.
No. Oh no, raffles are like dogs, man. You can't wear dog skin. They're like pets. I'd rather wear cactus skin than raffle skin.
Cactus skin.
Zebot, if Zebot's on the call, maybe he can answer. Zebot, where's the barbarian skins from? I don't know if he's on the call. There he is. Yeah, I see him. But yeah, those rhinestones. I saw a dude on Twitter. He actually bought a rhinestone. Those are super cool. They're huge, right? They're like really, really big. I want a rhinestone.
What is a rhinestone?
I don't even know what that is.
If you scroll up in the chat, Acteon posted it. It's like one of the original OG monies. It's like one of the first currencies that were used in the world.
I'm sorry. How big is this thing?
So you have to like take this.
It's
from
like
market
imagine
to
like
market.
a heavy stone table. I think.
Oh.
I think they have smaller ones too, but
Okay.
there's definitely really big ones because it was like it's like a big ceremony to move it around. Like if you got married, you're like, all right, you can have my rhinestone.
So this isn't for like, can I get a loaf of bread? Here's my rhinestone.
Yeah, you can have small ones, but they do have really big ones.
This is very cool.
I now want a rhinestone.
Yeah. 8 feet tall.
Where do we find rhinestones?
I'm assuming you make one, man.
Well, this one looks like it was like gently placed in the middle of a jungle.
Is this why
can
Ryan
probably-
chose their name?
Yeah, actually, I think so.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. It's like Choina said, it's in the Bitcoin standard. Probably a lot of Bitcoin guys found out about it through that book. Pretty neat stuff.
Research on a weekly hangout. That's not. Yeah, I'm gonna read about Redstone later. I just got lost in this thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, dudes, be careful. I have like major ADHD when it comes to this stuff. You point me at something and I'll be gone.
Dude, I've already left my computer 3 times.
Eventually, you come to a point where you've read every article on Wikipedia, and you're like, yeah, I'm good.
You start writing.
I know enough. You start correcting
end?
other people's. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
like Coder
Wikipedia
Dan.
is a hard book to finish because, you never know if you missed a page.
Yeah. Well, you got to look at your links, right? If you're like on a page and you see every link is purple.
Oh,
There
that's
you go.
true.
I've clicked every link. No, I haven't gotten to that point yet. I did a lot of Wikipedia in college. I was on Wikipedia a lot.
Like
Clicking on-
reading or
going
writing?
down- Reading, just like going down everything, going down every rabbit hole there was on Wikipedia. But probably don't remember most of it. That's the sad part. But it's in there somewhere.
Exactly.
Unless
in
you
the-
get one of those pills from that movie, Limitless. You
Yeah.
remember that? Oh man, that's like my dream drug. I know I shouldn't probably say this on air, but like if that could happen for real, someone please hit me up. I want to remember everything. Become superhuman. That'd be dope. Okay, so we got some stuff coming up this week, right? Is it this week?
Let's see here.
I wanna
Technically,
make it-
yeah. This is a short. Oh shit! It's a leap year this year.
Is it? No.
28th. Isn't that the
No,
leap?
29th is the leap day.
29.
Oh,
Yeah.
all right. I'm
Yeah.
just dumb.
It's
All
Mardi
right,
Gras here in New Orleans, and it's Tuesday
okay.
is the 1st, so that's why I was like, no, there
Oh.
can't be. There would have to be a whole extra day.
All right. Yeah, on March 1st, I'm sure, everyone who follows our Twitter account noticed that we posted we will be in the largest subreddit on Reddit, our cryptocurrency, having an EMA. So we definitely encourage everybody to come out, ask some questions. If you already know the answers to the questions, feel free to ask more questions to help rile up the crowd. I think there's over 1 million followers or subs to that subreddit. So it's going to be pretty awesome for us. This is actually our second time there in 5 months, I believe. So everybody, we would love to see you there, and it's going to be a text AMA. So throw some questions out there for us to answer, and we'll help spread the Gotchi gospel to our cryptocurrency subreddit.
Nice.
March
For
Tuesday, the 10 a.m. on Tuesday EST. So what's that
Yep.
like? 3
3
p.m.
p.m.
UTC.
UTC, yep. And it's pretty it's our normal timed things when we usually have things, I think.
I mean, like hangouts are at 9 a.m. So it's 1 hour later than usual hangout.
This is when we usually have like our events.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Yeah.
I'll be there. I don't know how helpful I'll be, but I'll be there.
You could be as helpful as like asking a question that needs the rest of the world needs to know about. So this
That's
is
a
going to
good
be
point,
some
yeah.
simplistic stuff. This is going to be the first time some people see Aavegotchi. So
So it's more me teaching or like helping someone else teach the general public about Aavegotchi, basically. So it's that kind of sport.
pretty much, yeah.
Awesome. I can do that. I'm sure a bunch of Gotchi gang will be there too.
Yeah, they showed
Everyone-
Gotcha Gang
yeah.
showed up pretty well last time too. So that's
Yeah.
cool.
Everyone just go there and type in "good project." That'll give us a
good
great
project.
impression.
One moon.
Yeah.
Perfect.
There we
Yeah,
go.
good name.
Is it safe to say that this project will moon? Yes.
I love
Is
that.
it safe to say?
I mean, the answer to that is no, always. So, like, you're a pretty safe bet. People.
So we got
And I
that.
love-
We got the Twitter Spaces coming up too as well.
Yeah, we're gonna have a big party, Twitter Spaces the following day, where we're gonna have some partners hang out with us, and we're going to also. It's on the 2nd, which is we're going to be talking about the Gotchiverse in general and leading up to the launch of the Gotchiverse. But what people might not know is that it is a year anniversary for the H1s, so it's a bit of a reason to party. Another reason to party. So we're going to be hosting a Twitter Spaces events on the 2nd also, and we want everybody to show up. And you know, we'll have some fun partners on stage and be able to talk more about what's happening, what's coming up in the Gotchiverse and whatnot.
Yeah. Spud Smasher raises a good question. Will retail hate us because of the bonding curve? Yeah, I do. I did see a lot of people like kind of complaining about the bonding curve, but hey, we literally have 5 brand new fair launch tokens coming out. So should be pick your token, pick your FUD, FOMO, Alpha, or Keck. Pick your horse.
To be honest,
glitter.
like to kind of tack onto that, maybe I'm too far. My thought process is too far down the road, but eventually one day crypto is going to become more or extremely less volatile. And why the heck wouldn't you want something like Ghost, where you can wake up one day and wake up a week from now and know what your assets are going to be worth? So maybe that's too futuristic for people at this moment, but
yeah, there's stuff like I think it's great that we have that, and there's still going to be a lot of demand in within the project, and as people learn about it, they're going to be like, oh, that's super cool. I was chatting with like 2 people the other day, and they didn't really realize that the bonding curve was backed by anything. So still a lot of room for education on that. But at the same time, there's plenty of people who just want to speculate on volatile assets, and so
and
having
buy
these
Pixelmon.
the same people probably.
Yep.
So it's good that also we have kind of these 5 new tokens with varying levels, varying different use cases and utilities within the game that will give people plenty of avenue for that type of behavior.
So the protection of the bonding curve does not really extend to the Alchemica. It's just for Ghost, really.
Yeah. Ghost is going to keep doing its thing. Alchemica are basically untethered to they're pure utility tokens within the game. Yeah, there's 5 tokens. Maybe some people probably, even our core community here, are maybe not aware. We're going to have 5 new tokens. We're going to have FUD, which is kind of the primary building block for a lot of the installations in the game. We're going to have FOMO token, which is kind of the fire. So FUD is kind of earth. FOMO is more fire, and it's used for a lot of the harvesting behavior activities that you'll do within the game. Like if you want to make a harvester or a reservoir, you're going to need quite a bit of FOMO. Alpha is more for the social installations, and also might have some more use cases related to the new action points that we introduced a couple weeks ago. And then we have Keck, which is kind of the wild card, and it'll be used for a lot of the more exclusive things and also higher level installations as well in the game. And then finally we have the fifth element, which is originally was called Glamour, but now we've renamed it to Glitter. We'll be releasing the branding for that fairly soon. So Glitter stands for the GAX Liquidity Token Reward token, the Glitter token. And that is the primary utility of Glitter is going to be kind of the element of speed of time within the game. If you guys have ever played like Clash of Clans, they have these gems that you can spend within the game that are typically you can pay to buy the gems, and you can speed up your progress within the game. For Aavegotchi, obviously you can. These are all tokens. You can trade anything you want, but you'll be able to earn the glitter token primarily by being an LP, a liquidity provider, on the GACs that we're creating, the Gachis Alchemica Exchange, which is going to be a community-owned DEX on Polygon. And so you'll be able to earn that glitter token and use it for reducing time for various things within the Gachiverse. The main one is going to be for reducing time for building and crafting and upgrading your installations. But there might be some other interesting use cases we've been working out as well. So you'll definitely want to have the main four, and then if you're interested in kind of power gaming, you'll probably want to have some glitter as well.
Any thoughts on adding liquidity to like glitter or ghost as will that be up to the DAO, or I didn't see anything about that in the proposal for how to value Alchemica?
Yeah, glitter. So the way I'm kind of thinking of it is the DAO itself will be providing liquidity on the GACs, and if we decide to include it, which I think we probably will want to, we would include it as one of the recipients of glitter token of the LPing. So naturally, it will receive some glitter as well from the glitter vesting contract, or from the staking contract. And so that glitter could be used then by the liquidity management to add liquidity to the glitter token.
Makes sense.
Yeah, we won't. It's going to be a thing. Once the staking is set up, people will be able to stake their LP tokens and earn glitter. Pretty standard Master Chef. I don't think we're going to do a lot of big changes to the Master Chef that we'll be using for that. Should be fairly standard stuff, but you'll earn glitter token and you'll be able to use it immediately, or you'll be able to like kind of combine it with Ghost to add liquidity. And so as far as the LP, so LPs, what are you going to earn? You're going to earn the glitter token, and the idea that I think it's kind of a little bit of a radical idea, but I think it will be really interesting for our game, is instead of paying LPs in trading fees, we can actually reduce our trading fees significantly, and we could use those trading fees to give actually to a sustainable play-to-earn rewards pool that can fund more rewards over a longer period of time within the Gachiverse. So we have a lot of rewards already. We have I think it's like 5 million or 6 million ghosts that can be used as rewards that we got from the first two GBM auctions. So we have that as a play-to-earn option. We obviously have all the different tokens that have been allocated. But if that's not enough, we also could have the LP rewards going to the community as well to help support more play-to-earn stuff. Yeah, that's pretty much what Cometh does, except Cometh goes the other way with higher fees. I believe the fees for Cometh are like 0.5%, if I'm not 0.4 or 0.5. We want to go the other way. We want to make the protocols. One of the biggest issues with a lot of the dexes and just liquidity in general is that you have this like mercenary liquidity. Whoever is offering the highest rate on the dex that's where the liquidity kind of migrates, and we want to go the other way where we have liquidity built in already from our tokenomics that are going to be basically permanent protocol liquidity held by Aavegotchi DAO, and those would be the Alchemica. And then we also have the treasury, which contains a lot of ghost, and that ghost can be matched with those Alchemica to basically ensure that we have good liquidity, at least on our GACs, maybe on other exchanges as well. So we don't really have to worry about having attracting external LPs who aren't necessarily wanting to play the game. They just want to earn the LP fees. And so the model here is that we're supporting our own game economy, and the fees are low, so it's fairly seamless to trade. And anyone who does want to LP is basically doing it to earn glitter token, which is also used in game. So it's a very interesting kind of cycle that we'll see play out. And the other idea would be we could also go a step further and try to attract other trading. We could attract, for example, like we currently have Ghost WETH, Ghost USDC, and Ghost Matic. We could make pairs on our exchange as well for that, and have the DAO fund those as well, and have significantly lower trading fees than QuickSwap or any of the other dexes out there. So we could potentially grab some liquidity from those other dexes as well. And if that model starts working and the glitter token is kind of valued by the ecosystems, we could start even adding more pairs onto that as well, and really try to start making a dent kind of in the liquidity on Polygon, having more and more liquidity go through the GAX instead of going to QuickSwap or SushiSwap or whatever. That would be kind of the longer term vision for this model. But the value of it kind of hinges a lot on glitter and how valuable that token is within the Aavegotchi game. And so we're always exploring more utility and trying to create more virtuous cycles with the glitter token. But yeah, that's kind of the model for what we're thinking with the GAX. Been meaning to publish a little bit about that, but it just hasn't happened. But we will be basically going over that in chapter 3. There'll be more information. Basically, what I just said there will be in chapter 3, along with a little diagram. Well, yeah, the idea, like, it's so annoying. We have like fragmented liquidity on all these dexes, and the dexes don't really respect us as a token. They take away our rewards. Like, screw it. We'll just like 1inch and all these aggregators aggregate liquidity anyway. So we might as well have our own DEX, and if trades are routed through our DEX, that's awesome. If like we're basically self-sustaining at that point. We don't have to worry about QuickSwap reducing rewards or SushiSwap not giving rewards. We can give our own rewards, which I think is really powerful.
Extremely, man. I like
it. It's better user experience too, to just do everything in one place. It's really hard for non-crypto natives to remember all these, QuickSwap or Sushi or where my LP token is at. So there's a lot of wins there.
Yeah, that's a good point. Like QuickSwap always, I don't know if they're still doing it. Do they still create like new pools every 2 weeks or every month? Is that still a thing, or did they finally figure out how to have like the same contract? That was one of my, I think I really hated about QuickSwap. Like every time they made a new pool, you had to withdraw and deposit back into the pool. I don't know if anyone is still on QuickSwap anymore doing that kind of behavior. Will GAX be a Uni v2? It's basically a Uni v2 with a couple changes. So one of the big changes is we're going to allow different pairs to have different trading fees. Theoretically, we could even have a pair. So each pair is basically like you can only have one pair, like Ghost FUD or Ghost FOMO. But we can, with Uni v2, you can't set trading fees for different pairs. Everything is a set trading fee, 0.3%, and then if they add in the like liquidity, whatever redirection or whatever it's called, of 0.05%. So we've made some changes to Uni v2 where we can set our own trading fees, and those trading fees will be able to be updated if we wanted by the DAO. Yeah, it's kind of a v2 v3 because I don't know, everyone does the v2 and it's got the 0.3%, but what I've seen on v3 is that they're there's a lot more volume on the lower trading fee pairs, which makes a lot of sense. So if we're trying to make our GACs like kind of a standout and kind of a new competitor, if we can compete on low fees simply because we don't need as much liquidity, then because we're kind of subsidizing it with glitter instead, I think that'd be pretty interesting. But the main purpose of the GACs is not necessarily to compete with Polygon, with QuickSwap or SushiSwap. It's to have our own GACs where we can control, like have our own microcosm of an economy. And if it turns out that other projects also want to use it, that's great for us too.
I didn't realize other projects would be able to use it too. That's awesome.
Yeah, like if we launch like a pair or we started off with Ghostmatic and we discover, hey, there's a lot of volume starting to come through, and we might start like attracting other projects to launch, to like put their token as well on our, and then they'd be asking for glitter rewards basically.
That's so cool.
Need more glitter.
Glitter.
All right, guys, I gotta
Glitters.
take off. Nice talking to y'all, and have a great weekend.
For sure, man. Take it easy.
Yeah, thanks, Gravy.
Yeah.
Another thing I wanted to go over, I'm going to make a little separate thread here. I'm just going to post a message in the chat here. I'm going to do it from, if you guys can all go over to chat, I'm just going to make this here. And there we go, create thread. So we're going to call this UI UX thread. And we've been talking with a new kind of UI UX designer, and she has a really cool opportunity. So here we go. If you guys can all, anyone who is interested, she has like some students who are really interested in doing a project on Aavegotchi, and they're kind of like UI UX designers and kind of learning the ropes and doing like a final graduation project. So if you're interested in, they want to do basically a project based on Aavegotchi and like analyze our UI, UX and identify user stories, identify different player personas, kind of profiles. And then this is going to be part of our larger kind of V2 design. A lot of what they come up with and also what the other main designer comes up with, we'll be making it into the V2 design, which is it's going to be kind of an overhaul of Aavegotchi.com to support, just to make the site a lot more open and easy for people to come on and understand. So yeah, what they're basically going to be doing in this thread, we'll keep this thread open, and her name is Anna. She's the main, she's the teacher, and also will be helping us with UI UX. So she'll be kind of leading this. And so if you're in this thread, subscribe to it. She might come in and ask questions or have a poll or just like do some kind of interviews with the community. So if you're interested in being a part of that, I don't know if there will be any rewards or anything at this point. It's definitely possible. We'll have to kind of see how it goes. But yeah, definitely subscribe to this thread, and once we start, we might make it a community announcement as well. But if you guys want to get in early, feel free to just jump into this thread here. I will ping her as well so she knows.
So I'm not sure I fully understand. Is it like a feedback channel, or is it like they're going to do the project with her?
They are going to be doing so she's kind of the teacher, the project leader for the students, and she will be interacting with the students, although a lot of it will be more self-led by the students. They'll probably be joining the Discord, coming in and chatting with you guys about various whatever UI UX things they want to basically do research on. So we as the project kind of owners will not really be involved too much. It's really more supposed to be them pursuing research, talking with the community, talking with the users, and figuring out different personas or identifying like pain points or also just like user flows. So it's a cool project. I think there's like 2 or 3 people that'll be working on it. And then Anna herself is also she's on the Pixelcraft team doing our own kind of UI UX. But some of the feedback that comes from the students will also kind of make its way into that final final version.
Just for the audience, so everybody knows, the easiest way to join a thread is to drop a comment in there, and you'll automatically be joined into it.
Yeah. Yeah, good point. Speaking of UI UX, I'll pin this in the chat here. And once it gets started more, we'll probably make an announcement so people can know more about it. But yeah, she requested that we kick it off tonight in the chat. And so I think she might, I don't know when exactly they're going to start, but it probably will be next week because that's when the students will start doing their research. I don't really know what college it is. Yeah. I don't know what college it is. Maybe you guys can ask them when they come in. But yeah, it should be cool. So we got a lot of stuff coming up next week. We will definitely have chapter 3 of the Gotchi Verse Bible. We're gonna try to have it by the end of February. All the data is basically ready. Now it's just about the presentation, and there's a lot of stuff to present. Want to make sure that it's easy to understand and looks awesome like usual. And next week we have the AMA, we got the Twitter Space, and this UI thing. So should be a very cool week.
I heard you telling me something about GBM, but I don't remember exactly what it was. I just remember being excited. Is that?
Oh yeah, it is fairly, I don't know how public it is, but if you're a contract snooper, I guess we should probably say at this point that some of you guys have seen some interesting PRs coming in the Aavegotchi GBM contract by the GBM team. And we haven't really put out a PR yet, but it is confirmed that we will be adding in GBM functionality to the bazaar as far as if you're the owner of an item and you want to create a GBM auction for it, if you want to explore price or you want to explore what people are valuing your item at, so it could be for godlikes, could be for multiple, say you have like 1,000 godlike tickets or mythical tickets, you could put them all up for auction and see what people are willing to pay for it, and it'll be GBM incentivized. So that's kind of the first version of our bazaar improvement. We still have buy orders in the wings, but there's a couple final things we need to go over as far as the UX on that. But GBM auctions pretty easy to implement. We're just waiting for the final PR from them and then the UI implementation of it. I think I might have 1 or 2 screenshots I could share of that.
Dr. Wagme said might put the toddler up for GBM auction.
All right, I'll catch you guys later.
All right, see you, Dr. Wagme.
Take it easy. Oh, that was. Yeah.
So, let's see here. The only thing about the GBM is, and this is kind of the issue we had to tackle with it, is what happens if your auction goes and it ends and you're not really happy with the final price. That's kind of the sticking point. So there is the one option was you as the seller, you could just basically eat it and put in a
Fee.
bid higher than the final bid. But that for people who don't have the necessary liquidity, for example, a godlike owner, they might not have 50,000 ghosts to spend on that, or however 20,000, 30,000. There is an option where you can cancel the auction after it has ended. But to do that, you need to basically pay the incentive of the highest bidder. Because if you don't pay that incentive, then there's no money to basically pay that person when the auction ends. So the way to cancel it, say you have a godlike and you think it should sell for 50,000, but it actually only sells for 20,000. Well, the guy who did the last bid for 20,000 needs to be paid off, otherwise the auction is in debt. So you would just pay 2,000 ghosts or something around that amount to that person, and then the auction will be canceled.
That's awesome. So it's like basically you're making a bet on what you think the price will be, and then if you lose, you pay the last fee, basically.
Yep.
That's gonna be so cool, man. That's gonna move Bazaar quite a bit. Because there's been like the price discovery is the weirdest thing, you know what I mean? Like when we released the latest set of wearables, people are like listing uncommons for like 19 ghosts and things like that because I don't know what they're worth, and I know they're gonna go up.
Yep. So I imagine there'll be a lot of activity in the auction house. You cannot do reserve prices because it kind of goes against the GBM model. The GBM model the philosophy is we don't need a reserve price because there's an incentive to bring them. If you know kind of what the item is probably going to go for, the incentive is to bring it up to that amount and minus a little bit. So you don't really need a reserve price. If you're not happy with the price, then you just cancel the auction and you pay off the highest bidder. There will be an option to select the incentive that you'd like to do. So you can do low, medium, or high. I'm going to try to find a picture for you guys.
Can we auction gotchis, or is it just wearables?
Yes, you can auction any NFT. You can do a gotchi. You can do one wearable. You can't do a bundle of wearables yet. Like you can't do 2 godlike raffles and a link cube in the same auction. But you could put them in a gotchi and then auction the gotchi. That would be one way. But you can do multiple quantities of a single wearable. So if you want to do like 1,000 raffle tickets, you could do that.
So cool. Bazaar's about to get crazy, man.
Oh, here's this is very kind of a rough mock-up of what the UI will kind of look like here. This would be for like an ERC 721. So you'll have your start date, your end date, the quantity for an ERC 721, obviously it's just 1, and then you can set your incentive type, low, medium, or high.
I see Gotchi Emperor's got his hand up.
Okay, cool. Welcome aboard, sir.
Come here.
Yeah, Candoza raises a good question. Would we prefer
Hey,
to
Cody
have
Dan, I was wondering if, kind of like to have the D Quick on Quick Swap, if that's something that maybe we could do with the glitter token.
D-Quick, basically you stake your Quick to earn a portion of the LP fees, right?
Yeah, so I believe so.
A portion of the volume. Yeah, they introduced that later. I don't know if it'll be necessary to have that because their token doesn't really have utility and it doesn't really have burning, whereas glitter token is going to have a lot of utility and a lot of burning. So I don't know if it'll be needed, and it also introduces more of a securities risk because you're literally you're paying people with just for holding a token. So I mean we might, but it just obviously gotten on Coinbase. Like there's no real issue for them, but it's something we would be open to if it appears to be really needed. But I don't. It's not going to be in the initial land like roadmap for it.
Yeah.
So let's see. Yeah, Kendoizo has a good question. Should we put we're planning to put the auction in the auction section of the site, but yeah, I can show another UI piece here. The idea is when you go to your inventory, you'll be able to have a couple buttons like this, basically. So you'll have a gift, which is transfer, sell, which would be the bazaar, and auction would go to the auction.
So would starting price be 0?
Yeah. Yeah, starting price is typically 0 in a GBM auction.
I don't see an issue. People are saying that it should be like a settable starting price, but like we have the bazaar for that. People know what the base value is. You know what I mean?
Yeah, if you set it at a certain price, you're basically limiting market interest in your item because you're saying, well, this is the floor price basically. There's no price exploration at that point.
Then people have the regular bazaar if they want to just set a price also. So it's like you're not cutting anyone out with this.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there's also no chance to GBM if you don't start at 0.
Exactly. Yeah, if you start too high, then no one's going to want to do that. Yeah, the issue is there will be we are going to have anti-botting like we typically do. What I could see as far as botting will basically be if someone has a screen reader and it's like trolling the auction house all day, it might be able to place some bids before humans. Like that's pretty hard to get around that issue. But humans also might be able to, like, humans will also be able to potentially beat bots as well. It's because the bot won't know exactly what price to list it at, especially for more complicated things like gotchis or like batch, like 1,000 raffle tickets. It's not really, unless you can really program it well, it might wreck itself pretty easily, or it might like significantly underbid.
Can we start at like 1 ghost or something instead of 0? Would that stop the bots, or is that just another level for them to just start at?
Yeah, they would just start from there. 0 versus 1 is basically the same, unless it's like a common ticket, which 1 would be overpriced.
Yeah. I'm trying to, like, this is one of the biggest concerns always when it comes to games and stuff online, man. But it's so hard to beat. Like, you also want the game to be usable by humans. You don't want it to be impossible. Like, you could make it harder to read stuff for the robot, but like, you don't, those capture things, and it's like, hey, tell us where the trains are, and I'm like, I don't know. Like, that looks like 4 pixels and there's a wheel in it. Like, how am I supposed to know that?
Yeah, we might be able to do, since we've already gone the step of adding in the there's like we have a counter signer that we do with the GBM auction, and also we'll be using it in the realm as well, where since we've already gone and taken that step anyway, at this point adding in a captcha is actually like fairly trivial. We could probably add in some sort of captcha to help prevent actual screen reader bots. We're not trying to prevent smart contract at this point. We're trying to more prevent screen readers from just basically being on the site all day and making bids. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But yeah,
sorry, go ahead.
It's an arms race. I mean, there's always going to be people trying to figure out ways to get around those.
I mean, you did y'all stopped the bot from the second auction, right? The land auction.
Yep.
There was a bunch of botting that was trying to happen. That was smart contract stuff, though, right? Not.
That was mainly the smart contract side. So that part is fairly easy to implement. The difficult part is now once you've locked that part down, then you have the actual true green reader bot level, which is like just someone programs a program to be on the page all day refreshing it. Whenever it sees something, it just automatically goes in and bids on it using the UI. And that part is easier to handle that with a CAPTCHA, but that's also the part that most of these bot creators are more experienced handling anyway.
The CAPTCHA thing?
Yeah, CAPTCHAs are a lot of sites. A lot of people are spending a lot of money figuring out how to get around CAPTCHAs.
I thought there was V2 or something where you just literally click "I'm human" and it can tell by your mouse movement or something.
It tells by a lot of things like browser history and other, basically tracks everything. V2 is, I think it's pretty good, yeah. But I'm sure there's people who have gotten around it.
I mean, like you said, man, it's an arms race, and literally you can't win. It's just who's next, taking the next step. Like, I did the thing, you do the thing, I do the thing, you do the thing. And we just keep going forever.
Yep. But I mean, if we again, like we've gone back and forth with the GBM team on this issue, and their position is that all bidding activity should be treated as legitimate. Our position is yes, all bidding activity is legitimate, but we should try as hard as we can to prevent bots. But if it turns out to be, hey, there's really no, like, this feature doesn't really add that much use to the bazaar, then maybe we'd probably just get rid of it. But we figured it's worth a try.
I think it is, for sure. Goobs, people do not mind spending more if they're earning on the way up, man. This is so true.
Yeah, I think we've seen that multiple times.
That is true.
But yeah, that was something we wanted to let you guys know about. So we are doing a lot of work. Gotchi lending is also something that is getting much closer every day. We're basically focusing on the UI lending side at this point, making sure that the lending UI is nice and fun to use. The smart contract work is generally done at this point. But we're definitely going to have that live. I think we talked about this on last week's Hangout. We're going to have it live before the Gotchiverse is launched. And so we will have probably more Gotchis than we can handle trying to play the game. And so we're going to have some sort of queuing system that will be kind of, you'll be chilling and you'll be able to see a lot of what's happening in the game. But we want to make sure we don't overexert our server too much, especially at the beginning.
Yeah, it's a DDoS at first, man.
Yeah, it's just going to bring things down.
It makes sense to have a lobby.
It's going to be pretty fun lobby from what I've seen so far. It's going to have a lot to do.
Yeah, there's nothing worse than the lobby that's just a bunch of people looking at each other. And you're like, okay, can we come in?
Yeah. Let's see. Well, that's pretty much all I got. If anyone wants to come up or say hi, or go over any other questions.
Hey, what will be the distribution of the LP for the LP stakers to what's going to go back into the community for the Glimmer or Glitter?
What do you mean? Like how much will go back to the DAO from? It depends on how many LP tokens the DAO is staking. It'll just be kind of a linear distribution. Like if you have 20% of the LP tokens, you would get 20% of the glitter token.
Okay, that
for
makes sense. I was
for
just
that
thinking
day.
you said some of the stuff would go back in to like refund the pool.
Yeah, I think probably what I'm talking about there is the LP trading fees. So the trading fees are not going to go to the LPs. If you kind of think about the way that Ohm works, now we're not similar to Ohm in many ways, but one of the ways we are similar would be the trading fees are not going to the LPs directly. The trading fees would be routed to the Gotchi treasury, when those fees could then be used for play to earn incentives within the game, within the Gotchi verse.
Okay, that
Whereas
makes sense.
glitter token will go directly to the LPs.
So where does I'm confused again? You provide liquidity to the GAX by staking Ghost and FUD, or like any of the Alchemica, and you receive glitter in return, or you. Okay, I'm not confused anymore.
Yep.
That makes
Yeah.
sense.
You'll get your LP token and you'll deposit it into the staking contract, and it's going to be a different staking contract than the one we have with Ghost. It's going to be more of a traditional Master Chef contract. So you'll deposit it, and it'll however much percentage of the LP pool you have for that token will decide how much glamour you are getting. So the glamour rate will be something we need to decide on initially, and then eventually it'll also can be kind of like a community owned thing. Sorry, yeah, glitter. Gotta get out of that habit. So the glitter rate will be something we need to control, similar to how QuickSwap has their different rates for their quick token. We will have probably all the Alchemical will generally start out with the same rate, and we'll also determine how much glitter is going out basically every day via the staking contract. And we have some internal models for that already, but those are just models. Things could change.
For sure.
Now, will there be glitter pairs and ghost pairs, or just one or the other?
We'll definitely have a glitter ghost pair, but I don't think it won't really be necessary to have a glitter FUD pair or glitter FOMO. I mean, we could have them, but they don't necessarily need to be incentivized that much with glitter.
That makes sense. Keep everything with ghost.
Yeah. Yep. I don't know. People might want to have FUD FOMO pair or a FUD Keck pair, Alpha Keck pair, which are cool, but they could maybe get a little bit of glitter liquidity, but we're mainly focused on ensuring that the main pairs, everything will kind of get routed through Ghost. So if you have Ghost, then you would be able to trade with anything. Like if you have, for example, Ghost Matic, you could have Matic token, you could route through Ghost to get FUD, or if you have USDC, you could go through Ghost to get FUD, basically ensuring that we have like a one-step. QuickSwap tried to do this, but they tried routing everything through Quick Token, which is so volatile. No one really wanted to hold it. So Ghost Token, I think, is an interesting potential use case for an exchange token, because they eventually, I think they've switched mainly to USDC at this point, which is fine. But it would be cool if we could have Ghost as kind of the base token for the GAX.
Ghost is so weird. I can't get anyone to buy it. They're like, but why? It doesn't go up much. I'm like, yeah, but it goes up. It doesn't go down. Like, why do I have to explain this?
That's funny. I actually know some people that hold Ghost but don't have any other assets on Aavegotchi. Because they just wanted to get involved, so they started buying Ghost and just holding that.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the power of this NFT gaming. It literally has everything. If you want to just hold coins, you can. If you want to play, you can. If you want to vote, you can. Like, and we do it better than anything I've seen. So it's awesome.
Thank you, guys. I gotta go.
Yeah, have a good day.
All right.
Sure, man.
Thank you, sir.
Take it easy.
Anyone have any announcements on your sides? I know there's various guilds or any activities coming up you guys would like to, feel free to come on and say something. Got some time here. We got Aavegotchis coming on. If you want
Friends.
to, good time to shell some things. Hey,
Yo, I was just gonna say I'm about to head out of here to go get some food. I've been just listening this time, but yeah, I was gonna say the first episode we did of the Guilds of the Gotchiverse Twitter Spaces series is up. Hoping to get some other guilds on within the next few weeks or so, but just wanted to at least get this first episode up, get some feedback, see what people think. First episode was with 8-Bit GG, just talking about what they've been building, planning, so on and so forth. But yeah, at least wanted to come up and mention that to you guys for anybody that may have not seen it so far.
Man. Check it out right after this. Looks good.
Guilds of the Gotchiverse. Very cool.
Yeah, I just want to give some more, visibility to our guilds, because there's a lot of people building and planning stuff that, it's. I'm one of those people that I've joined, every single guild I could find that has a Discord and so on and so forth. So, I think it's definitely something that would help out the community and, bring people together on stuff that we can do and build. So, they're doing some cool things with bots and stuff in their Discord. They got the trait analyzer, which is pretty cool. Which it's just one facet of a lot of different things they've got in there. But yeah, definitely wanted to just shed a little light on that for anybody that may have missed it.
Oh, thanks.
Cool.
Yeah, speaking of guilds, there will be a lot of alpha on guilds, and definitely, probably it's going to be one of the most controversial areas of Chapter 3. I expect a ton of discussion on guild channeling, and once it's out, I'm sure we'll have a DAO thread, or we can use the previous one about guild channeling if there. I think there is one, but yeah, definitely looking for a lot of community input. I'm sure the guilds will be pouring through it and deciphering the alpha and figuring out if they like it or if they don't like it. And the good news is we do have a couple months here to plan before guild channeling will go live. So yeah, if you guys are chatting in your guild, or but you can kind of tell them to start getting prepared for Chapter 3, and we will see what happens. I think we have a pretty solid plan, but definitely is open to feedback from the community as well on how guild channeling is gonna be done. Are there any things you guys would specifically want to see in the guild section? I guess we're almost ready to publish, but if there's any specific questions that the community has that we can answer, it would save a little bit of going back and forth probably. A lot of the things that will be covered are like how many wearables can be used for guilds, different abilities that upgrading the lodge will get you, the different kind of modifiers that the different wearables will have. It's going to be quite a bit of numbers, and we have a lot of the spreadsheets to go with it, but we probably won't really put those out. I don't think they're really needed at this point until we're really final, but those will be kind of some of the things going out.
Next week is going to be full of stuff, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm excited for it. Yeah, I don't have too many questions. I usually like to let you guys kind of, get as much as you have out so we can kind of, dissect and process, because I'm one of those people. I'd much rather see what is in the pipeline first and then, go from there.
Yeah. Yep, sure.
Since I'm up here, I might as well remind people. Gotchi Gang Mafia does poker every Friday. You can join the Discord to find out more information. I'll drop the link in there. It's basically you pick up a token, an access token for 20 DAI, and you get to pay. You get to play 4 games that month, and the prizes are random stuff from wearables to it depends on the it depends how many people we've got in there, but like if we have enough people, it could be anything from parcels to gotchis to whatever. So feel free to join. This is the Discord. Drop it in weekly hangout.
Yeah,
You guys
speaking
are
of
playing
that,
Poland? Go ahead.
I was just gonna ask, do you guys ever stream that, or like how do you guys usually have stuff up about that?
So far, it's pretty small. We've only had like a couple of tables, but we do like voice chat in the server. So we're like hanging out actually, and some of us are drinking, and it's a good time. If it gets bigger, I do plan on making it like an event where people can tune in to watch. But it's a little tricky right now because of like the apps and things that we're using. We plan on migrating to like fully Web3 enabled solution soon. It's like being built, but for the meantime, we're just using like a sidecar Poker Bros or something app.
Okay, gotcha. Yeah, that would definitely be cool. I think that would probably bring in some more interest too if you just had a little visibility about it, whether it's like a clip from it or something. But yeah, definitely be interested in watching you guys stream some of that. I'm not much of a card player myself, but that sounds pretty cool.
I mean, that's the beautiful thing, man. Like none of us really are. I mean, there's a few players that are like, I play poker, but we're all hanging out. Like it costs me $20 basically to hang out with my buddies 4 times a week for a couple of hours, and we shoot the shit. You know what I mean? Like it's not really. I'm not playing cards. I'm just hanging out with people. Prizes last night were pretty decent, actually. I was looking for that axe. And Gravy took it
Oh,
from
wow.
me. Actually, our our first and second prizes were taken by first-time players. So it was Gravy's first time, and it was Soft Machine's first time, I think.
All right, guys. Well, I'm gonna head out here. Thanks everyone for showing up as always, and thanks to Zombie Shepherd for recording this.
Yeah,
Feel
no
free to
problem.
post the link here.
Glad to be here. Thank you.
Yeah, sounds good. Appreciate the alpha, friends.
Yep. Yep. You guys have a great weekend, and see you here for Chapter 3 coming up next week.
Awesome.
For sure.
Yes,
Thank you,
sir.
Dan.
Same to you.
Everybody have a great day.
Take
Yeah,
it easy,
peace.
guys.
All right.